Right. So in the last session, we are done with demo sessions. Have you attended demo sessions? 2 sessions we completed on demos, right? I think I can see some new names here. I think some of you not attended demos, right? Right. So even we started a SQL class yesterday at 5 p.m. For Power BI students. So now coming to next scenario. So I want to give you some more information about project process. How the project will be in real-time environment that I want to explain. So after finishing that, we are going to start with the SQL only, but even here also we are going to start with SQL only, right? Whatever the concepts required from SQL for Power BI that I'm going to refresh in this training. And coming to next scenario, parallelly we are going, you can attend if you have time, you can attend 5 p.m. evening 5 o'clock SQL class also. That is really useful for Power BI participants. Okay. So now coming to project related scenarios. So yes, I'm giving you complete overview of the real-time environment. So how we are going to work in real-time environment as Power BI developer. That's what I'm going to explain now. I think in the last session, in the sense Tuesday's class, we discussed about it. But some of you are new to this session, it seems, right? That's why I'm going for it again now. So coming to next scenario, just we'll discuss about project process for today. And tomorrow's class onwards, we are going to start working with the SQL only. In this class also, we are going to work with SQL. Just refreshing SQL queries, whatever required for Power BI development purpose. Okay, na? So coming to next scenario now, we are going to work with the different data sources. So because if there is no data source, then we are not going, we cannot do any operation, right? Because in the beginning, if you want to perform any operation in Power BI environment, we need data, right? So we are going to extract that data from different data sources. So we are going to connect to different data sources from Power BI desktop environment. Okay. So now, so Power BI desktop means this is the tool we are using to work with Power BI environment. So we call this tool as Power BI desktop only. And coming to next scenario, in the beginning, we are going to connect it to data source and we are going to extract data from this source. After that, we are going to start work with the transformations, transform data. That is important for us. So why we are going to transform data means data cleansing operations. Bring data into the required format, right? That's what we are going to do here. Cleaning data, cleaned data is required. Why we need clean data means, suppose you are going to perform some, we are going to create some visualization. For that visualization, you need only sales data, right? And only sales data is required. So in this case, you have products data, different customers data, employees data, different types of data you have, but you need only sales data. So then what to do, tell me? Going for only sales data, right? You're going to work with only sales data, no need to work with other types of data, right? So that type of scenarios will be there, that type of requirements will be there. For that, we are going to work with the transformations. So after finishing transformations, we are going to work with the DAX, data analysis expressions. Actually, we are using DAX queries for, calculations purpose, right? Calculations purpose, we are using DAX queries. And coming to next scenario. So what type of calculations we are going to do means there are different types of DAX functions. So based on requirement, we are going to select type of DAX function and we are going to work with them. Okay, no? Right. So coming to next scenario. Now, after finishing DAX functions, we are going to work with the model. Modeling means creating the relationships between tables. So because we have different types of tables. I mean, we are going to extract data from different types of tables from the source. And we are performing some transformations, so DAX. There only your data is going to finalize. So after finalizing data only, we are going to work with visualizations creation. Because we are going to use same data in visualizations, right? So you have to finalize the data in the beginning. After finalizing data only, we are going to work with visualizations. That's what we are going to do. Okay. Na? So coming to next scenario. Now, here we are going to create relationships between tables. I mean, how the data is going to store in Power BI environment means in the form of tables only, but we call them as fact table and dimension tables, right? So that format only data is going to store. So how to create relationships between tables, that is also really important for us. Okay, now. So coming to next step. Here, what is fact table, what is dimension table? As we discussed in the previous classes, I mean, I've given some prerequisites to you. What are the prerequisites there for Power BI? I clearly discussed there, like SQL Server queries required and data warehouse concepts also required for us, right? Okay, no? SQL queries and data warehouse concepts required for us that we are going to do practically. Data warehouse concepts and SQL queries. So coming to next scenario. So this area, whatever the points I discussed now, up to that, this area is purely comes under data related. Okay, no? That is purely comes under data related. After that, we are going to work with the visualizations, creating visualization. That means in the beginning, we are not going to create any visualization. We are not going to work with any report creation. So in the beginning, what we are doing, we are completely going to work with the data only, right? So just shaping data, bring data into required format. Only those operations we are doing in the beginning. After that only we are going to work with visualizations because your data got finalized. Suppose your data is not finalized, then how you are going to create visualization? You cannot, right? Okay, na? So we are finalizing data in the beginning. After that, we are going to start working with visualizations. Then if this format is also comes under visualization only. We are going to format the report. I mean, after creating report, just we go for formatting. Okay, now after format, we are going to work with the filter area. Filtering means conditions. Generally, some conditions required for filtering data. Okay, now what level filtering we are doing means visualization level filtering we are doing. So we are creating visualization and visualization level filtering we are going to do. For example, your report contains different countries data. So you need some country, right? So particular country, selected country is required for you. So this type of requirements will be there. So these requirements we are going to implement filter concept. Okay. Na? So even this filter concept is also related to SQL queries only. Because of that reason only, in the beginning we are discussing about SQL queries. After that only we are going to start work with the BI environment. In the beginning, we are not going to start working with the BI environment directly. Okay, queries part we are doing, then we are going to work with the BI. That's what we are doing basically. Okay. Na? So coming to next scenario, now after finishing filtering, we are going to um, publish the work, whatever we developed in Power BI desktop environment. Actually, what happens, uh, why we are developing these things, tell me? Because of customers, client. Okay. Na? If client is there, not there, then no need to do these things, no need to develop these things, right? Got my point? So coming to next scenario, now after publishing reports only, your end user, your customer can access these reports. Okay. Na? So, uh, so the task we are going to do here. So after finishing publish operation, you can share the report or subscribe the report to customer. Share or subscribe. This is what we are doing. Because you can ask some questions, sir, why we are going for publishing? Because this published report goes to service, Power BI service. So the service is really important for us. See, your important point is Power BI desktop is on premises. On premises means you can install Power BI desktop in your laptop and you can work with that. But Power BI service is completely different concept. It's not on premises. It is cloud based, which is maintained by Microsoft Corporation only. Okay. So cloud based concept, Power BI services purely. So these things really important for us. Okay. After that, we are going to work with some other tools also. Actually, we have a Power BI mobile app. So mobile app is used to access published reports. In the same way, we have report builder tool also. Power BI report builder tool also we have. So report builder, this is for ad hoc reporting purpose. Instance reports creation purpose, we are using report builder tool. Okay. Na? So these are really important for us. So this is the flow actually. Why I'm giving this flow, if you know the flow, then only you can understand the scenarios, right? So which area we need to concentrate. So what are the things required? These things you can understand it easily, right? So because of that reason only, I'm discussing about the flow. Okay. Na? So coming to next scenario. After this, I think you got some idea about it now. So based on this, what happens, we are going to build our concept in the sense, for example, so what are the things required? Prerequisites are really important for us in the beginning, right? So we are going to discuss about prerequisites in the beginning. After that only we are going to work with remaining things. Okay. So here what happens, SQL server and data warehouse concepts. These are really important for us. So without learning SQL server and data warehouse concepts, if you're going to start working with Power BI, then there will be no use. Okay. So in the same way, Coming to installation related scenarios, it's easy to install Power BI environment, but the thing is, before going to install Power BI environment, it's better to set up SQL server, because we are going to work with SQL queries practicals in the same way we are going to work with the SQL server as data source for Power BI, right? Okay, no? That's why SQL server installation, SQL server setup is also really important for us. Okay, so we have to set up those things in the beginning. Then we are going to work with the remaining things, then only. So coming to next step, let's go to some scenarios. I mean, I want to start SQL only, but see, in SQL also, complete SQL server development is not required for Power BI development, right? And some part of the SQL server development is really required for Power BI team. Okay, so queries part, data extraction part, I mean data retrieval operations related part is really important for us. Okay, so coming to next step, now basically this concept, SQL concept, it stands for structured query language. This is common language for database development. Not only a Microsoft SQL server, you go to any RDBMS, database, there you are going to work with this part, structured query language part. Okay, no? So this part contains different sublanguages and DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, DRL, data retrieval language, TCL, transaction control language, TCL, data control language. Like this, we have different sublanguages, right? But see, you are from Power BI team, right? So you please concentrate on this area only, DRL part only, data retrieval language part only, concentrate. This is really important for us. Okay. So coming to next scenario, after completion of the SQL server installation, basically we are going to work with, we are going to connect it to SQL server environment, and we are going to perform different types of operations. Okay. So for that, we are using some tool from SQL server only. The tool name is Management Studio. In shortcut, it is also known as SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. So that means what's happening, don't get confusion, because like Power BI desktop is different tool, Management Studio is different tool. So Management Studio tool is used to work with SQL Server, not Power BI. So Power BI, if you want to work with Power BI, you are going to use Power BI desktop tool, right? So these are different scenarios here. Management Studio is different tool, Power BI desktop is different tool. Okay, now? So we are going to use these tools, and let me show this tool practically. So I'm going to connect it to Management Studio now. Here, click on connect button. This is Management Studio tool. In this tool, go to new query. See, after connecting to new query, Here we have to open drop down. Right, and open drop down. Select our database. Okay, now. See, in real-time environment, what happens? We are going to attend different meetings. We are going to attend client calls. So we'll get clarity. What are the databases we are going to access? What are the servers we are going to access? We can maintain that type of clarity, but now we are just practicing, right? So what to do? Practical purpose, we are going to provide some databases. Use only those databases for practice purpose. Okay. So coming to next scenario. Now I'm going to write some query here. Select star from EMP. So click on this button, execute button. So that query executed successfully. This is the way. Generally, what happens, in training, some people ask me, sir, we are going to use same tool in real time. Why not? Same tool, same management studio tool we are going to use for real-time purpose. No doubt. In the same way, if you go to Power BI environment, even in Power BI also, we are using same tool, Power BI desktop only. No changes. So in the same way, actually, from SQL environment, we need only queries, right? Complete queries part. I'm going to give you some assignments also. Please go through those assignments and try to work with those assignments. Okay. That is really important for us. Working with assignments. Up to 1 week, 10 days, forget about Power BI. Concentrate on only SQL part. Because we already started SQL class, parallel class, right? 5 p.m. class. Even you can attend that class also, right? You can attend 5 p.m. SQL class also. So these are the things required for us from here. And in Power BI also, we are going to start with SQL queries. I mean, Power BI training also, we are going to start with SQL queries only. In the same way, that we are going to do from tomorrow. And I'm requesting all of you, please attend 5 p.m. SQL class also. Don't miss that class, because today 5 p.m. SQL and again tomorrow morning 8 o'clock Power BI class. That is going to
Sir,
clear
I have
all of
one
you.
small doubt.
Tell me.
Sir, SQL classes is provided a recording session, sir, for Power BI students.
That please discuss with planning team. I don't know much about recordings because they are only giving that access. Contact person name is Muskan. Make a call to her and talk to her. Okay, na? right?
Okay.
So better whoever wants to continue with Power BI, connected to 5 p.m. class. And I think complete introduction is done for Power BI. Next step, we are going to start working with the regular sessions. 1 hour class will be their regular session that I'm going to start from tomorrow. Tomorrow is holiday, but still class will be there. Okay, na? Right? See you tomorrow. Of course, 5 p.m. also we are going to meet. 5 p.m. also we are going to meet. Remember.
Hello,
Okay?
sir.
Tell me, please.
Yes, this is my first demo class. I don't know the previous concept about the data warehouse and data modeling and
Data
all
warehouse,
the.
data modeling, we have not discussed. Just introduction only I discussed, Aditya. Okay, na?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And about
You don't
SQL Server, this is the
SQL.
same link for
SQL
that.
also. Tomorrow we are going to start with basics of the SQL Server from the basics. Okay.
Sir, you told me that there is some 5 p.m. class for SQL.
5
So
p.m. class also, just demo is completed yesterday. Today I'm going to start. Don't miss 5 p.m. class. If you don't have link for 5 p.m. class, make a call to
okay.
DURGASOFT people. They will send you link. Okay, na?
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you.
Right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.